Hello and welcome to Thinkspace Charts. Thinkspace allows you to enjoy a rich, highly interactive analysis experience. This video will walk through all the ways you can customize your charts on Thinkspace. Let's get started. Now that you're familiar with all the chart types, let's discuss options for customizing your chart. Let's start by creating a simple chart. The Thinkspace recommendation engine will automatically propose the best chart types for displaying your data, and data point tooltips are generated automatically as well. For this example, Thinkspace generated a bar chart. Thinkspace automatically provides a title for your chart, but you may want to edit the suggested title. To change the title, click the edit icon. The controls shown above will appear, and you can enter your new title. Press enter to save any changes, or click the icons to save, cancel, or revert the title. To configure the chart legend, click the chart's gear icon, which will open a visualization settings panel. In the panel, you can choose the legend location or hide it entirely. If the controls are not visible, click the legend caption to expand the panel and make them visible. You may want to swap the X and Y axis to view the data differently. It's as easy as dragging and dropping the blue connector dot from the X to the Y axis or vice versa. The word swap appears and the chart will update immediately. You can then swap them back in the same way. You might want to replace a column that you previously selected for your chart. Simply drag the new column from your dataset onto the existing pill. The word replace will appear over the pill. You can then drop the new column. This can be done for both the X and the Y axis. As a note, don't be surprised if the chart type changes. Thinkspace will suggest the best chart based on the newly selected column. Next, let's review how you can customize your chart to show bars in different colors based on thresholds. We'll discard this chart and start a new one. To define the colors, simply click on the gear icon in the Y-axis pill and select the Colors menu item. A pop-up opens where the thresholds can be defined. Toggle the Colors button to enable it. Select a comparison operator and define a comparison value. Then click on the color swatch to select a color. Click on Show More to select more color options. Or you can also choose a specific color by entering the hex, RGB, or text values directly. This is especially useful if you need to use your company's colors. Click the plus icon to add additional thresholds. Once all the thresholds have been defined, click the Apply button. As you can see, the bars in the chart are shown in different colors based on the threshold value. Note that the column pill also shows the colors threshold indicator. We won't be using this chart for the next example, so we'll close it out using the trash icon. Next, we will discuss how to use mark lines. Mark lines are lines on the chart canvas related to the Y-axis data value. They are used to compare data to target values. To add mark lines, click a Y-axis pill's gear icon and select marked lines in its gear menu. Enter a target value for the first line and click Apply. The target line is now shown on the chart canvas with the default caption. Let's give this chart value a meaningful name. Click on the pencil icon next to line 1 value and edit the caption. We can also change the color from red to green by clicking on the color swap. Let's define another mark line by clicking on the plus icon. After adding another mark line, we have the option to fill the area between the two mark lines with a color. When you are finished, click Apply and see how the chart is updated with these target lines. Let's review how we can add an additional metric to our bar chart. Seeing multiple data series in the same chart can help the user analyze the data better. Let's start by making a simple bar chart. Next, let's add an additional metric. You can do this by dragging the pill onto the Y-axis drop zone. The chart will immediately update, adding the new series by stacking its values on the original series. Additional series can be added the same way. Once a series is added, a More Options arrow icon appears next to the selected chart type. Clicking on this allows us to change the chart from a stacked chart to a percentage column chart to a group column chart. To analyze our chart, we might want to temporarily hide one or more series to view the data in isolation. Simply click on the legend label and the series will be temporarily filtered out from the chart. Click it again to add it back. We can also use the Showhide panel as a shortcut to select the columns for our visualization. This allows us to select our columns faster, rather than horizontally scrolling through our dataset. Just drag the blue dot connector from one column to another and the chart is created. Next, we will discuss how to create a combination chart. A combo chart allows you to combine several chart types by overlaying them for easier comparison of the data. In order to create a combo chart in Thinkspace, scroll down in the Visualization menu and select Combo Charts, then the base chart type of your choice. We will use Column Chart for this example. Drag and drop the data pills necessary to create the first chart series. Then drag the pill for your second series onto the secondary axis drop zone. Your chart will be drawn with the two series stacked. Next, click the secondary pills gear icon to select the visualization settings. You can now choose a different chart type for the secondary data. We'll choose a line chart for this example. You can add more series by dropping more pills into the secondary drop zone, and the chart will add them, as shown here. Their chart types will default to that of the last pill added. A timeline chart shows you how data has changed over time. In order to create a timeline chart in Thinkspace, first create a chart as usual. Then drag and drop the pill for a temporal date-time column into the timeline drop zone, as shown here. You can use this plus icon to select a column straight from the list instead of dragging it if you prefer. Animation controls will appear below the chart. These control the presentation of the chart data over time. Click the play button to start or stop sequencing the data. You can also drag the playback point forwards and backwards with your mouse cursor. A number of features are controlled by the Chart Explorer menu, which appears in the upper right-hand corner of the visualization area. Click the magnifying glass icon to open the menu. The menu is only visible when your mouse cursor is over a chart. When open, 4 satellite options appear around it. Each mode is discussed in a following section. Click an option to select it, or click the Central Explorer icon to close the menu. Take note that Chart Explorer modes can work together. For example, you can zoom into a chart, then switch to drill mode to select a data point and generate a temporary view of the data. Let's start with the zoom option. Charts may include so much data that it's useful to be able to zoom into them. Thinkspace includes a zooming and panning feature that lets you do just that. Consider this bar chart. Interesting, but suppose you want to look more closely at a specific range of dates. You can zoom into the chart by dragging a selection area around certain dates, as shown here. Depending on the chart type and data, you may be dragging the selection area vertically, horizontally, or both. When you release your mouse button, the chart will be redrawn to include only the selected area. After the chart zooms in on your selected area, a reset button will appear on the right side of your screen. Click it to reset the chart to its original state. Depending on your chart type and data, you'll also see a vertical and a horizontal pan zoom bar outside the chart, adjacent to where your selection area was. The example scatter chart here has both. Drag the bar's outer handles to zoom in and out, and drag in the middle bar to pan the chart canvas through the data. You can also use selection mode to enable a kind of data point filtering. Click on 2 bars in the chart to select them. When one or more bars, or data points in any chart, are selected, all other bars are dimmed. When you click a bar, the data in the table below is immediately filtered to include only the selected bar values. Next, you can use drill mode to generate temporary views of supporting data. When drill mode is selected and a bar is clicked, the Drill To menu appears, as shown above. Select a column to drill down into, and the chart will be redrawn. You can continue to drill down by clicking another bar. A navigation trail appears just below the chart title, showing the drilling actions taken. Navigation's trail links allow you to navigate backwards through the drill selections you've made, regressing the chart with each step. You can export your chart to an image file using the Export to Image option. When you select the option, your chart is saved as a PNG image file and your browser is sent a link to it. The browser usually reacts to this as an Open Download File request, and depending on its configuration, will either save the file to the browser's download folder or display a dialog box. Note that downloaded charts do not include titles that you may have added on Thinkspace. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us in this video describing all the ways you can customize your chart on Thinkspace. I hope you can join us next time.